It's time to enter the world of real estate in Oahu with Hawaii's only...
Home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Hey, everybody, this is Attilio, and this is that art part of the show, Attilio's Random Thoughts that I think about during the week and then bring them to you right now. Here we go. I would say that the number one skill that everybody needs to have is... I just demonstrated it. Did you see it? What was it?
You were quiet.
Yeah, it's your ability to listen.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to a point in your life, and again, it's a work in progress for everybody, but Eckhart Tolle, I think he read this in his book called The Power of Now. He said he was sitting at a park. He noticed two ducks in the pond or the lake that he was sitting in front of, and they just were like going at it with each other. And then they stopped, and then they kind of swam away from each other, and then kind of shake off whatever, the water, this or that. And then they came back, and then they were swimming next to each other. And what the point of that story was that a lot of times we get into conflict with people, and those ducks have figured it out real quick that you just have the conflict, you brush it off, and you get back to each other. Whereas I see families, they'll be like those ducks, and they have that conflict, and then it's years and or never before they get back to each other. So what Eckhart Tolle in his book, The Power of Now, he's a philosopher. The point he was making is like, really learn and work on that skill or that ability. It's a learned behavior. It's not something that comes naturally unless you're a duck. And there's a saying about ducks. Do you remember what the duck? There's two common things that we have a saying about how to treat life in regards to a duck. Do you know what those are, Adrienne?
Well, when we look at ducks, we see that they are very calm at the top.
Yeah, above the water.
Above the water. Yep. But then underneath, their little feet are just paddling so
like
fast.
Crazy.
But you can't tell that that's happening.
Yeah, because at the top. And then the second analogy that we use ducks is like, when you come across challenges in your life, there will be. I have a news flash for you. There are always going to be challenges in your life. You know when those challenges stop?
When you're dead.
When you're taking a dirt nap. No more challenges after that. Go to any cemetery and you see the most peaceful people on earth. No more worries, no more things, no more relationships, not caring who's the president or the next president, whatever. No worries there. And so the lesson also from ducks is like when you pour water on a duck, do you know what happens? Does the duck get wet?
No.
Do you know why they don't get wet?
It rolls right off.
Yeah. In between their feathers, they have these fine little pieces of down that pretty much create like a waterproof jacket. And so the water represents all of our challenges, and the feathers and the down in between. If you look at it, the water is just beating right off of the duck. So the saying is like water off a duck's back. That's how we should go through life. How we actually go through life is we're like the pissed off duck that won't just shake it off. Okay. So that is your lesson for today. As Bruce Lee would say, be like a duck. No, he says be like water. But you get the point. And when you don't allow either things, situations, or people to have power over your emotions, as Martin Luther King will say, has been famously quoted as saying, free at last, free at last. You'll be free.
So with like all these little stories and examples that you're giving, we were just talking about this earlier, I think in the car about one of the benefits to being part of a team.
Yeah.
Where when things are going sideways and maybe
you bring in the sideways specialist
and you just don't know what to do, and that person on the other side is not being a duck. We've got
Other people on the
we've
team.
got a lot of support
Yeah.
to help, get through these, challenging situations.
Speaking of challenging situations, we're looking for somebody to be our new listing manager. Our current one is we have Howard, who's been with us from the beginning, so he's coming off the bench.
Yeah,
coming off the bench to be in that role temporarily as backup quarterback. But we need another quarterback. This is the person that helps coordinate getting properties ready for sale, pictures, all the marketing, this and that, and gets it into the multiple listing service
and helps with negotiating the counter offers.
Yep, and getting it into escrow. So that's what they do in a simple nutshell. $50K to start, W-2 employee. That means you get a paycheck every 2 weeks. Health benefits, bonuses, and then most importantly, we'll pay for your F45 membership. That's a gym membership, so you can stay fit. Stay fit. You're part of a team that's all about culture. We've had listing manager from day one, almost 20 years from now. So it's not we're going to slow down and then fire you if that's your concern. Don't need to have a real estate license. Eventually, you will need to have one. We'll help you with that. But I do know that the number one brokerage that realtors are moving to on Oahu is what brokerage, Adrienne?
They are hanging their license up. There's no brokerage.
It's
just
Uber or Lyft. That's where everybody's going to because of the NAR lawsuit, the high interest rates, whatever. It's challenging.
Things are different now than they were a couple years ago.
You got to do this crazy, wacky thing. You got to be an extreme professional.
So, some examples that, like Attilio and I, we are still involved in the business.
Yeah.
We take lists. We still work with clients. And there was just two listings that we've had recently. Both we sold the homes 4 times.
Yeah.
And what that means is that, we had gotten into escrow with 4 different buyers.
Yeah.
And so, it's just obviously we do our best to keep the deal together, but, with
Taca pasa.
Yes. Yeah.
That's Spanish for blank happens.
That's right.
But I will tell you this right now. In every real estate transaction, buy, sell, even if it's between family, stuff is going to happen. And I substitute the word stuff for another word. But stuff is going to happen. And before you flip out and go, shut the front door, get the truck out of here, you're going to call us or be thankful that you're involved in that transaction with us.
Because we figured out.
Because we're like ducks.
That's right. We're
paddling like crazy below the surface, calm above the waterline. And when stuff comes our way, it's like water off a duck's back. And we're like Bruce Lee in the transaction. Be like water.
So on that note, I want to share.
That would be like Bruce Lee if he was from Waianae.
I want to share a review from
go ahead.
Christina Wilkin. So Christina says, I recently referred a client to Adrienne and Attilio and the rest of their team to sell a house in Hawaii. I couldn't be more impressed with their work. They did an amazing job addressing my client's needs, demonstrating great communication skills, and providing overall excellent service. The entire real estate transaction was seamless and stress-free, thanks to their professionalism and attention to detail. My client was thrilled with the outcome, and I'm confident that anyone who works with Adrienne and Attilio will have a similarly positive experience. Highly recommend.
Hey, Adrienne, would you like to know how to get one step ahead as a seller?
Who wouldn't want to get one step ahead?
Duh.
Yeah.
All right. So as supply grows and buyers regain negotiating power, so what that means is supply is going up, homes are sitting. When supply is up, demand is down, pricing starts flattening or softening or start going down. You may want to do some select repairs before listing to get ahead of the things a buyer may ask you to fix. Adrienne, by the way, how do we make it easy for a seller to figure out what they need to do to their property to get it ready for sale?
Well, that would be the upfront home inspection.
What's another way?
Well, we walk through.
We go to the property.
We're not professional inspectors, but we do know and we know what gets a home sold. So, there's certain things that we're going to see just from, our expertise and being in this business 20 plus years.
The difference. A home inspection is to tell you allow you to have the due diligence done to protect the seller that a third party expert came in and expected. Because we're not going to be, are we coming to their house with a voltmeter and checking all the outlets?
No.
Are we running the dishwasher and checking the temperature on the air conditioning in the refrigerator? No. That's what a home inspection does. We do recommend that.
Yes.
But what we're going to do is we're going to come to your house and we're going to walk through it. 20-year veterans in the industry, over 1,800 transactions. We're going to tell you not what's on the reality show of what you should be doing to your home, because it's not real. We're going to tell you based on the experience, these are the things that you should be doing. By the way, projects with the best return on investment. This is just from an article from a company called Bankrate. Garage door replacement. 193.9. I don't know. How do you even come up with these numbers?
I mean, I would say, like, so for example, I know we had a listing where the garage door was kind of like, busted up. Janky. And and so we had it painted and it did look much nicer because that is one of the first impressions.
It's the first thing they see.
As buyers walk in, they come up to the property.
When they walked up to it, that's what they see. Entry, speaking of first impressions, entry door replacement. Return, cost recouped based on what it costs and what you got on it in the sale, 188.1%. Vinyl siding replacement. Now that's if you have vinyl siding or I would say that'd probably be the same as painting the outside of the house,
which we do recommend if you've not done it recently. Vac
conversion. What do they have? Electrification. What are you gonna put, one electrical fence around your house? No, you can't come in. No, it's just making sure your HVAC
is working. It's nice and cool.
Serviced. And then roof replacement, 56.9%. Before you spend money on costly upgrades, be sure the changes you make will have a high return on investment. A good real estate agent, Adrienne, you know any?
Yeah, I know a couple.
We know that we'll know what local buyers expect and can help you decide what needs doing and what doesn't. So before you get all crazy with your honey-do list, on the top of the list is called Call Adrienne and Attilio, and with no obligation, no high-pressure baloney, come to my house and tell me what I should be doing to my house to maximize the return should I decide to sell it. And if you know more money, do we have a program? No more money program?
We do.
What's the no more money program?
That would be the 10K for upgrades.
No way.
I just want to also point out too that it's never too early to get, just to get started. So if you know that you're going to be selling the next, couple years, we can walk through and give you some pointers so you can prepare.
If you're going to sell this home 2 years from now, we'll come visit you right now.
Yes.
No obligation, no nothing, no whatever. We'll give you the to-do list. The only thing you have to lose is that you didn't have us come visit and you started doing all of this stuff.
That doesn't give good return on investment.
Exactly.
Yes. So let us help you.
Now, that's different from the honey-do list because that keeps your family happy. So we'll do all that stuff too if you want. But if you want to kill two birds with one stone, no, if you want to cook two pigs in one emu pit, then maybe we can recommend the stuff that makes your family happy, but then also will give you ROI. Speaking on ROI on your future and what's going to happen with your assets, who is that person that can keep them happy on what's going to happen with your assets?
That would be Amphi with the Estate Planning Group.
Yeah.
Amphi,
are you there?
What's your tip of the week?
Hey, how's it, guys?
Hello.
Oh, Attilio, I don't know about happy,
Yeah.
but I would say maybe peace of mind.
Yes.
There you go.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind is happiness.
Namaste.
Yeah.
True.
Yes.
Yeah. So what you got for us in the estate planning world? First of all, what is estate planning in a sentence or two?
It is really an exercise in your liberties. You want to control what happens to your things when you're alive and well.
Yeah.
When you become incapacitated, you want to fully control what happens and how it's used to take care of you and your family. And then when you pass away, how it's now provided to your families.
I want to unpack something you said because everybody thinks, I got to put this trust so that, my family is not all fighting at the gravesite. But you said the word incapacitated. What do you mean by incapacitated? How this can help you?
So if now you don't have something in place and say, God forbid, you get into an accident, you now have a disability, you suffer from some mental incapacity, like some cognition issues, Alzheimer's, dementia. If you don't prepare, so you're deemed incapacitated because you're not able to make decisions because of the conditions that I just mentioned earlier. In that event, now say you had accounts with an institution, all those things now would be frozen because institutions are not going to work with somebody that's incapacitated. And in order for your families to access these funds, they actually need to get the court to appoint what we call a conservator. It costs money, wastes a lot of time, very unnecessary.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to put what you just said through my pigeon translator. So let's say you're driving down the road and your car went huli maka flip, but you never maka die dead. Get this piece of paper that you put together before you got in the car that told your family what you should be doing to take care of you, so you don't end up in the care home with some grouchy caretakers. All right, keep going.
Or worse yet, when you're in that place, now somebody, your family, can still go to your bank and then take money out, pay for your house, pay for your mortgage, pay for the kids,
but not green bottle. Yes. Unless they're celebrating.
They won't be able to.
Unless you put that in your instructions.
They're not cleaning out your checking account so they can go buy cases of green bottles and go Vegas. They're there to take care of you.
To take care of you.
And your stuff. Okay.
So that's why it's important to have this estate plan, regardless of if you have a home that you own or not. Right? I think that's a myth where people think I've got to own a home in order to have this will and this trust.
If Anthony had on commercial, he would be like, all right, here, don't take my word for it. Here's one of my past clients. His name is Kimo Kamakaviva Ole, and here's what he has to say. Oh, when I sat down with Amphi, I was so glad that I put this piece of paper together because I was driving down the road. My car went huli maka flip, and I almost went maka die dead, but I never. And good thing I had all the instructions for my family because they was going to have a big beef, but we never, and we had it all figured out. I'm glad to say I'm back up and running, and I'm a better driver because of it. So that'll be the testimony on your commercial for people to take care of their estate planning. Bring it home for people. People they're hearing this, and I'll tell you right now, they're not going to take action until you kick them in okole. Talk about families that you come across that didn't do this. What happened?
Give us some examples.
What happened?
This is something that's for my office, it's a daily occurrence where, we have families come in, and at this time, it becomes too late.
Yeah.
Right? The preparation was more important because now when you do crisis planning, it's never a good plan.
Yeah.
And it's so different from when we are proactive. If you want peace of mind, and that goes for every single one of us, Attilio. I think I shared that so many times. If you don't plan, there's going to be a plan for you. Okay? Yeah. And then sometimes it's going to work. And in my profession, in the daily work that we do, it doesn't work because that's why the families are here.
Yep.
So I can't say that enough. If you have children, you have special needs loved ones, you have property, you got to do at least some type of planning.
Yeah. I think it's important too because I'll speak to it from personal experience. I have Amphi. I did one a while ago with his company, and then I'm updating it because things change over time. Things change over time. There's people that, you're like, oh boy, they're not fun to be around. I've taken them out of that. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do any of that stuff. But
your kids are now all, adults. So
I tell them, hey,
minors. So
help me with this chore around the house before I write you out of the will. But they don't believe me, but they help me anyway. The point being is that I've done this myself personally, and Amphi isn't just telling you stuff and making it up. I do feel more at peace that I've spent the time and money to go do this, because if you care about who's going to be left after you're gone, then do the right thing and go sit down with Amphi. If anything, just have a conversation with him. Yeah.
And I'm actually helping one of your team members now with one of the families that she served, and this is pretty typical. Where a family member, a matriarch, she wanted to protect the property, decides to, put one of the family members on the deed, forgot about it 20-something years ago, and then now the property is stuck in probate because. Ooh. In her thinking, she goes, I'm going to protect it now by adding somebody.
Yeah.
And I go, sometimes, many a times, that's not the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I go, in these situation, and this goes for all our homeowners, I go, instead of just thinking I'm going to add somebody on, I would highly, highly recommend they speak to an expert, an attorney that would be able to do what they want to accomplish
Yeah.
in a manner that will not now cause a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Now, something that could have been taken care of in, like, say, a trust, drafted not even, less than $1,900. Now it's going to take months and time and a lot of effort, a lot of expenses.
And a lot of heartache with the family. Relationships could be lost and or ended completely forever and ever unless you think, oh, Attilio, you guilt tripping me for go do this. Yes, I am. Get it done. Make the appointment. Work on this with Amphi. Amphi's such a giver, like anybody, but I mean, we're recommending Amphi because Amphi's worked on our stuff and we trust him with something that will maintain and preserve the relationships of all the people we love after we're long and gone or incapacitated,
and protect the assets. Yeah, so super important to call Amphi and his team.
So Amphi has a degree. He has a continuing education certification called CYA. Cover your assets.
That's right.
I like that. I was like, where are you going with this? What?
Hey, it's a family show. It's a family show.
Well, thank you, Amphi, for calling in and the reminders to all of our listeners.
Yeah.
Get your affairs in order.
Get your shiitake mushrooms in order.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, Amphi.
Thank you, Amphi.
Have a blessed weekend. Thank you, Adrienne. Thank you, Attilio.
All right. So Amphi is who?
He is with Estate Planning Group. He's part of the Experts We Trust.
Trust.
So if you go to the resource tab on teamlally.com, you'll see the drop down where you can click on Experts We Trust, and there's probably a video there that we've done with Amphi and all his contact info.
Yeah.
So please get a hold of him. We trust him. He's awesome.
Did you want to talk about our deal of the week? You know what we got to do?
Yes, before we take the break, we're going to talk about the deal of the week.
Okay, but now we can make it easy for repackaging and putting on other radio stations. We're going to say it real fast and get it done in 30 seconds?
All right, let's do
on your mark, get set, go.
All right, list price 1.125.
Wait, start again. You got to read the first line.
Deal of the week, the collections in Honolulu.
List price is 1,125.
2 bedrooms, 2 bath.
Luxury living, sophisticated condo, expensive bedrooms, electric window shades for effortless comfort.
Lots of views, breathtaking views of Diamond Head, the ocean, and cityscape.
Amenities, pristine pool, full-size gym, 24/7 front desk.
It's pet friendly.
They got parking, 2 parking stalls.
And EV. Woo, prime location, steps from Honolulu's finest restaurants.
And showings, private tours available by appointment only. Lister must be present for all showings. Experience the ultimate blend of elegance and convenience in this upscale urban paradise.
All right, deal of the week.
That's
and
actually,
deal of the week. And I just want to point out one other thing.
Yeah.
It is priced to sell. I think it's like $50,000 below the next one there in the building.
Yeah.
When 2-bedroom in the building.
Go check out this unit. As soon as you walk in the door, you're going to go, chee-hoo.
Yeah.
I want to buy it.
It's priced very well.
Yeah.
So
are we going to take a break?
We are. So when we come back, we'll be talking with Bradley Maruyama of Allstate Insurance. We'll explore essential insurance updates, highlighting key insights to ensure your home remains protected.
We're begging you, please stay with us.
Come, my lady, come, my lady. How would you touch up your home if you had an extra $10,000? Would you paint, fix the lawn, make small repairs? All of the above will increase the value of your home if you're planning on selling. That's exactly why my friends Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu, offered a 10K program. Carl didn't hesitate to take advantage of this advance to fix up his Makakilo investment property. And good thing, the repairs he made with the extra money put the home in escrow just 2 weeks later. Team Lally uses programs like the Team Lally 10K to guarantee your home sells at the price and a deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. They also know that life happens, so if needed, they'll let you out of the contract at any time. So when you need to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama, trust Adrienne and Attilio of Team Lally to do the job for you. Call 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. Visit teamlally.com. Spelled Lally, Lally.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, talking with the only real estate agent in your market I recommend. Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Now more than ever, buyers and sellers need an expert to navigate this ever-changing market. And what do you do to stand out?
Hey, Sean, we are a team with over 500 plus 4.9 star reviews, over 1,600 transactions under belt, and 20 years in the business. It's going to take a lot of resources to get a home sold today.
What kind of programs do you offer?
Sean, we offer the guaranteed sale, instant offer close in 12 days, 10K for upgrades, love it or leave it, no hassle listing. No matter what situation the client is in, we've got solutions.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
Taking one cash offer for your home doesn't have to be your only option. I'm Barbara Corcoran, and especially in today's current market, having a local real estate agent who offers great marketing and options that are customized to fit your needs is smart. In Honolulu, the agents I trust are Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi. They can give you a guarantee to sell your home, flexible fees, or up to $10,000 in cash to help with repairs. Get the option that's right for you. Go to teamlally.com.
If you're looking for an outstanding insurance agent that will personally help you during the moment of truth, we recommend Bradley Maruyama with Allstate Insurance.
So, Attilio, what do you mean by the moment of truth?
Well, the best insurance is the insurance you never have to use, but we know that's not how life works. So when life happens, you can count on Bradley and his team to exceed your expectations for your insurance needs.
Keep in mind that when buying a home, the cost of home insurance should be taken into consideration. I trust Bradley with my own personal home, so you should give him a call. Call Bradley with Allstate Insurance at 591-8016.
Tired of waiting 2-3 months to finalize your home loan or refinance? Jody Tonga and her team at Pacific Rim Mortgage have a turn time of 30 days or less by processing your loans locally.
Take advantage of today's low interest rates by calling our good friend Jody Tonga of Pacific Rim Mortgage. For personal sell is 488-5510. That's 488-5510.
Hey, Adrian, guess what?
What, Attilio?
Jody has a huge secret.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
I can tell you.
Yes, you can.
Okay, here it is. Jody has a free home buying guide that reveals insider tips others may not want you to know.
Wow, how do I get this free home buying guide?
Easy. Just go to her website, pacificrim.com. That's PAC or PACRIMMTG.com.
I see the free home buyer guide has valuable information that can help me avoid mistakes and could cost me tens of thousands of dollars over the lifetime of my loan.
Yes. So check out their site. That's pacificrim.com or give her a call at 488-5510. That's 488-5510. What's the website?
It's PAC, P-A-C, RIM, R-I-M, Mortgage, MTG.com. Hawaii, NMLS ID 1032554.
The Team Lally Real Estate Show continues.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio. And go ahead, sorry.
If you have any questions, you can reach us at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
So as I was so rudely trying to interrupt Adrienne to talk about is our website called, well, she's still grumbling. Go ahead. Done? Okay,
no,
okay,
she's done. I'm never done.
is jointeamlally.com. We have a whole series of videos of Adrienne grumbling. No, what we got on jointeamlally.com?
Well, there's open positions. So we are actively hiring so we have some administrative positions, which include W-2 with benefits and bonuses.
Yeah.
And then we also have open positions for buyer agents, listing agents, and we will train you.
Yeah, outside agents, inside agents, all of that stuff. We have an 80K guarantee. If you don't make 80K in your first year with us, we'll write you a check for the difference. And you're like, oh, that's a bunch of baloney. No, it isn't. We'll put it in writing and we'll sign it.
That's right.
And we've been doing that for years. So go to jointeamlally.com. If you want Miller Lite on that, go to hawaiicareernight.com. What is hawaiicareernight.com?
So I think it's like the first week in October. I'm not certain of the date, but we do have a career night coming up. So if you want to just come visit us in person and hear a panel of different people within the team, within the industry, we're actually going to have Duke Kim Han of Hawaii
Yeah.
Pacific Property Management has agreed to come out and talk
Yeah.
a little bit about the property
Property management,
management side of things. And in fact, they're also hiring.
They're
as
looking
well.
for people. You can,
Yeah,
all you got to
so-
do is
Property management, sales, like we got you covered. Give us
Yeah.
a call.
Back of the house.
799-9596.
Yeah, back of the house, front of the house, middle of the house, everywhere, anything in the real estate industry, we'll get you placed if you're humble, hungry, and smart. All right, thank you.
Yes.
All right,
All right. You know what? There's also I want to talk about before we
bring
our
Bradley
guest-
on.
Yeah. We have our celebrity home of the week.
Yes.
So Ellen DeGeneres strikes a deal selling her $96 million Southern California estate to a billionaire mining tycoon.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a big sale.
The off-market transaction was part of a property exchange between the former talk show host and Singaporean billionaire Robert Friedland. You don't sound Singaporean.
Well,
You sound like he's from Manhattan or something, or Jersey.
Yeah. Let's talk about the home. 9,000 square foot Tuscan farmhouse style mansion with 5 bedrooms, 8 bath, a marble mosaic pool, 2 spas, and private beach access.
This thing is set on a bluff overlooking the Pacific. The sale is part of a continuing real estate exchange between DeGeneres Friedland, who previously bought another property from a couple for $32 million earlier this year. Speaking of people that make you feel like you're sitting on the bluff overlooking the Pacific Ocean, who's that?
That would be Bradley Maruyama of Allstate Insurance.
Hey, Bradley.
And I'm just going to do a quick little intro
go
on
ahead.
Bradley. I mean, I know he calls in and he gives our tips, but I want our guests to really understand, who is this Bradley Maruyama? So he is born and raised in Hawaii, completed his Bachelor of Business at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, reflecting his deep roots and commitment to the islands.
As the owner of Maruyama Associates Allstate Insurance, he brings over 20 years of experience in the industry, has built strong relationships with local families, understanding their unique needs and challenges. Please welcome back to our guest, Bradley Maruyama.
What's up?
Hello. What you got for us this week, Bradley?
Oh, okay. There's a lot of people that are struggling to find homeowners insurance when they have prior claims, their roof is bad.
Mm-hmm.
We got a market. So, I've tried to reach out to some of our mutual partners and let them know, but we do have a product now where if they do have multiple claims and can't get insurance, we do have a carrier that can fulfill their needs. And this product we have actually has hurricane embedded into it. So initially, I was quoting this product and I was like, oh my goodness, it's so expensive, but it does include the fire, the wind, the sudden and accidental pipe burst, and hurricane. So it's everything all in one.
And
so that's my tip of the week. When you're stuck, we got a product.
And you're saying that, like, if it's, a person that's had the multiple claims and is having a hard time getting insurance, this is kind of like maybe like the hard money type solution of insurances. Like, it's a little bit more expensive.
It's a solution.
But like, at least you'll be covered, right? Because you can't get a loan without the insurance.
Yep.
Yeah, and the reason why it's such a big tip is I've seen 3 properties fall out of escrow. They reach out to the brokers. The brokers can't find anyone, even through surplus lines. So what a surplus lines company is somebody that will take the higher risk properties.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been coming across where RPS is an example of a surplus lines company, and they're not even considering insuring these properties. So, there was a older couple in their 70s. They had Hartford. They had 2 unfortunate water claims.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got discontinued. I was able to place them with RLI, which is a standard carrier. But due to the roof age this year, RLI was not wanting to renew the policy because the roof wasn't redone since 1985.
Ooh,
wow!
So
since I graduated from high school.
That's a long
That's a long time.
But being in their mid 70s, they're on fixed incomes. They don't have $50,000 to
fix the
go
roof
and put on a property.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was able to give them an option for, let's see here, $4,400 per year, but that included hurricane. So at least we have an option.
Yeah.
But here's step 2, because she brought something interesting up to me. She said, Brad, my in my eyes, my roof is still in good standing. So
Yeah.
I had to break it down. There's two sides to every story, and in this case, a lot of carriers don't want to insure these older roofs because an insurer is paying premium, but when there is that roof loss and they decline it due to wear and tear,
Yeah.
the insurers they're not happy because they're like, Brad, I'm paying premium, and now the carrier is declining my claim
Mm-hmm.
due to wear and tear. That's not fair. And that's
Yeah.
why a lot of these carriers now are saying, instead of getting to that unfortunate issue of going to the Department of Insurance because we're declining a claim due to wear and tear, they're just not accepting it until they have an acceptable roof. So
Yeah.
there's two sides to the story. The carriers are wanting to take roofs that are in good standing because they don't want the insurance to pay premium and get a decline claim due to wear and tear when there is a loss. So
That's like
that's the background story.
paying for insurance for your brand new 2003 Toyota Tacoma, the Buckeyes Cherry, but in reality, you got a 1987 Toyota Tercel. They're not going to replace your 1987 Toyota Tercel with a 2003 Toyota Tacoma, the Buckeyes Cherry. So you got to make sure you're getting insurance for what you actually have as far as your roof condition. And I get it. It doesn't make sense because everybody's, oh, get the insurance, then I get new roof. No, it's get the insurance to preserve your roof if it's in good shape, should you need it to be replaced, right? That sounds fair enough.
Yeah, Attila, that's a perfect example
Yeah.
because that 2003 Toyota Tacoma
Yeah.
could last 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
But in those 20, 30 years, that owner probably had to change a clutch.
Yeah.
They have to maintain and probably change the brakes. So the insurance policy isn't made just to go and fix the problems. Someone's got to actually maintain the house. They got to maintain their cars.
Yeah.
On their side. It's not just the insurance that's going to replace and fix everything.
Oh, yeah. And a couple of batteries because the damn teenagers, they keep leaving the dome light on.
So Bradley, I know that when we have you on for these longer segments, we like to remind our listeners about the moment of truth.
Yeah. What is that moment of truth?
Let's talk about that. The moment of truth.
What is the moment of truth? We just keep saying it over and over.
Because it's important.
Yeah, so,
what is it?
It's the most important part of insurance. The moment of truth is, all you listeners and insurers out there are paying an insurance company and an insurance agent premiums every month, every year. And the moment of truth is to make sure that your agent and your company is going to come through when you really need it. So that's something we pride ourselves on, our office, but especially me.
Yeah.
So, every once in a while I get these insurers that say, oh, I'm getting a call from Brad Maruyama finally.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that day in, day out, I'm dropping people off at a body and fender shop.
Yeah.
Or I'm climbing on a roof to do an inspection to give a second opinion of why this claim might not be covered. So I take claims to heart.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that if we're declining it, I want to be able to give the insured a reason why it's not covered.
Yeah.
Or if they're a widowed insured, that if they don't have someone to take them down to the bind and fender, I'm here. I do those kind of things to make sure that they feel special when they're filing a claim, that we're going to go over and beyond at our office.
Awesome.
Well, I want to give a quick example that just happened.
Hey, Adrienne, could you give a quick example that just happened this week?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
So, we're in this very long escrow with all these extensions.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
It's very just complicated. And anyways, this other insurance person was given instructions to provide the insurance binder. I believe it was like last week. It was like 5 or 6 days ago.
Yeah.
And no one had heard from him.
He went to Thailand.
Who knows where he went, but there was no communication at all.
Most likely Thailand.
Probably. So anyways, there was, like the conditions, right? The conditions, one of them was a transfer of a solar lease. The other condition was the homeowner insurance.
Yeah.
And so we're doing everything on our part with this whole solar stuff.
Well, Jerry's in Thailand.
I'm like, hey, why don't we have docs? Why don't we have docs? Why aren't we, don't have the final approval? What's going on? Oh,
And what happened?
We're still waiting on the insurance. And I'm like, give me this insurance guy's information. And I'm like calling and texting and emailing, nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? We need to just call Bradley. He's our guy. He will respond right away. He's super responsive. So boom, I text.
We got Bradley on the phone.
No, it was like Monday night at like 8:30 at night.
8:30
and I'm
at
like,
night.
there is an insurance emergency.
Insurance emergency. We get a hold of Bradley. Bradley gives you an answer like my cousin from Waianae. Oh, horrors. I can fix that.
And he did.
Yeah.
Right away. And then like finally the other guy responded. He's like, oh, I was on vacation.
Yeah.
Like at least have a vacation responder on, like
Or somebody
informed
in your
wait.
office.
So
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, like had we just been using Bradley to begin with, and again, like we're on the list side, so you know this was another agent. So hopefully this other agent will use Bradley in the future.
I just want to point out that
Yes.
we're not saying Bradley, don't go on vacation. But here's what I do know. You
Bradley has a Cali though.
You correct me if I'm wrong. Like what? Like
He's got a whole team. He's got a team of 8 people.
But you're saying it like Cali, like how gangbangers say California. It's a person.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's his person. Like you can't get a hold of Bradley, boom, you call Cali.
He has a team.
Yeah.
Is the point. Same thing with Adrienne and myself.
Mm-hmm.
When we're on vacation, you're with Bradley and his team, your insurance binder needs do not go on vacation with Bradley.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't delay your loan because your insurance agent's on vacation and not communicating.
Yeah. In Thailand.
Wherever. So I just want to compliment you, Bradley. I wasn't expecting you to just jump on it at 8:30 at night.
Right on, popcorn.
But you did. And we thank you and appreciate you for, how responsive you are. And
because would you say that was a moment of truth?
Yes.
I think so.
And you should never wait to the last minute for these insurance binders, by the way.
And there you have it, my honor. Your honor. We rest our case.
but
case dismissed.
You guys so short. I think we all through the 12 years we've built a really good team and a lot of trust. So if I do see you calling me at 8:30 at night, I know it's an emergency. I want to make sure I help you guys out because it does go both ways, and I really truly appreciate Adrienne and Attilio's partnership. So for the listeners out there.
Except that one time when I called late at night, I was like, taking my 16-year-old to go see the new Deadpool movie. Do you think it's appropriate? Riley was right on. He's like, no, it's not appropriate.
No, he did say it was appropriate.
No, it wasn't.
Lots of bad
Did
language.
you know that was a Disney movie that has the most F-bombs in it? That's true. Look it up.
Well, it's just F-bombs.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's okay for a 16-year-old.
You know what F-bombs is? F-bombs is what you say when you don't get your self-insured with Bradley.
That's right.
That's it. All right. In the moment of the F, no. We're going to still go with the truth. In the moment of truth.
The moment of truth. And just for the record, we do not abuse that relationship. We only reach out to Bradley when it is
absolutely necessary. Yes. All right. Thank you. Well, do we have anything else from Bradley?
You know what, Bradley?
Oh, Bradley.
I want to talk more about because this is kind of a hot topic that we're seeing. The association insurance and all these
getting crazy out
super big increases that we keep seeing. Talk to us about that. What's
this one lady? She lives in one complex. She said her maintenance fees went up doubled because of insurance. What the heck is going on out there?
Yeah, no, it's a really hot topic, and what I do want to share with you, there was a town. I'm gonna send Adrienne and Attilio the YouTube link of the town hall that had the insurance commissioner. It had a couple, 4 politicians that have formed a committee
for Hawaii,
as well as and some association experts that kind of break it down. But here, this is what's going on in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Across the country, we've experienced a lot of catastrophic losses from hurricanes in Florida to tornadoes in Kansas, wildfires in California and Maui.
Lahaina fire,
Last year was, I think they specified 24 catastrophic losses. Okay, so what that means to us is that with all these losses, insurance companies have an insurance company.
Yeah.
Okay. That is so Allstate has what's called a reinsurance company that ensures that if there was mass losses, that there's going to be insurance over and above what Allstate can cover. That reinsurance company, because of all these catastrophic losses, their pool of money has dwindled.
Yeah.
So they increased their rates to these hurricane carriers and homeowners carriers. When they increase their rates to a Lloyd's of London or to an Allstate or to a First Insurance, those rates were
Passed on or trickled down.
transferred.
Yeah.
It trickled down to the AOL insurance carriers. Okay, so what that did was some AOL insurance carriers have increased their rates 600%.
Oh.
Okay, so what does that mean? Now the maintenance fees have gone up. Okay, now to keep these costs down, some of these insurance carriers gave the associations an option. Number one, increase their deductibles.
Yep.
Or number two, cut the replacement
Coverage.
costs and hurricane coverage.
Reduce coverage, increase
Okay, so there's
deductibles. Yep.
Yeah, so there's two issues that come along with that. If the deductible on an association goes up to 50, 75, 100,000,
Uh-huh.
what does that do to the HO6 or to the unit holder's condo policy?
Going gap.
It puts up exposure.
Going gap.
It gives the exposure to the HO6 or the condo owner's policy.
Yeah.
There's a lot bigger exposure. Now, if there's a loss, that HO6 policy now could be subject to a $100,000 loss.
Oh.
Now, a $200 condo policy that's exposed to $100,000 in losses, now it's becoming lopsided. So the severity and frequency to this individual HO6 policy that you're only paying $200 a year for, it's not profitable to an Allstate, a State Farm, a First Insurance. So what happens? The rates go up. So now you're seeing HO6 policies that once upon a time was $200 a year. They're $500, $600, up to $1,000 a year for these individual policies.
Yeah.
So that's one problem. It's the trickle down.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the issue of the associations cutting replacement costs in hurricane. When they do that, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac will not lend on these properties.
Because there's not
now
enough
it's affecting
insurance. So you're like
There's not
eliminating.
enough insurance.
Yep.
Yeah, because they have conforming
now
they have conforming guidelines, and these would not be within that conforming guidelines for their insurance requirements.
Yes.
Yeah.
So increasing AOL, the increasing premiums have caused this trickle-down effect for the HO6 individual policies and for the cutting the replacement costs in hurricane because they have to lower that 600% premium increase. What do? They panic, right? Well, what are we going to do? How do we keep the cost down to our unit holders? And so this has now been a trickle-down effect of what's going on in the industry.
Yeah. So it's not, I think people feel out like, oh, how come it's me? No, it's everybody.
I thought I saw like one of our team members sent us something about like the governor was now getting involved with some of these insurance issues. I didn't really read through it, but I did see that there's definitely political involvement now trying to solve this this big challenge.
Well, at the end of the day, you still have economics. So no matter how they want to legislate this or that, carriers then will have a choice to get out of the market, and it'll make it worse. Governor, if you're listening. So make sure that it's a combination of economic sense as well as legislative constituent sense is the point.
I think, in a nutshell, what they're trying to do is to make sure that they can fill the gap of these properties that are underinsured.
Yeah.
And I also believe, don't quote me on this one. I hope I'm not talking out of line.
It's just your opinion. It's just your opinion.
I think they're trying to come up with some solutions for associations to get loans.
Yeah.
To be able to fix their pipes, fix their roofing, update their electrical, get sprinkler systems, so a carrier will reduce these premiums. So I think that proclamation is mainly to give options for associations to get a better premium on their association insurance policy.
Riley, always remember, you can always start everything with, if you want to cover your assets, in my opinion, and then go. Now, the one thing that you say, in my opinion, like, oh, your baby real ugly, that's not going to take, you're not covered in that one.
Bradley would never say that. He's such a nice guy.
But I'm going to share that link with Adrienne and Attilio.
We'll put it on our website.
Probably go to their site. Yeah. It's just a YouTube, and it kind of talks about the programs they're coming out with.
Cool.
It'll give you, in layman's terms, what's going on with the association. Basically what I talked about, but they have some specific facts that they're going to throw at you of what's causing all this ruckus.
Yeah, and it's just something to keep in mind, making sure that as you're out there looking to buy real estate, that you're being aware and it's being brought to your attention by your agent. That's what we do. And if you're going to sell, just be aware that those also increases will affect the sales side. Again, supply, demand, price, they're all interconnected. And we're seeing the trickle down in all those economic factors with the increase in insurance.
Now, Bradley, we are reaching the end of our show. Is there
Thank you so much.
Is there any final words of wisdom you have for our listeners before we let you go?
Besides, don't call your friend's baby ugly.
Yeah.
What else you got? What other words of wisdom you got?
So, I talked to some of our partners, and what I would always go back to, is that whether it's me or your insurance agent, review your policies, because that's when we talk about the moment of truth, right? It's always, I wish I had jewelry coverage. I wish I understood what my hurricane deductible was.
Yeah.
Review it with your agent so you're clear. The clear understanding is there when you have to file a claim. So review your policy with your agent.
Work with a local agent that understands the differences. In the mainland, it's jewelry. In Hawaii, it's jewelry.
And I would also say, if you can't get a hold of your local agent, give Bradley a call. And it's like no obligation.
High response rate.
He's very responsive. He's friendly and very patient. And, if he can offer you something that's better or, just as good, then, make the switch.
Yeah. It could be more better if you call
Bradley.
Local boy, born and raised.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Bradley.
Thank you, Bradley. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Again, Bradley. Yep. That's Bradley Maruyama of Allstate Insurance.
He's been an expert we trust for a long time, 10 years.
You know what? He's been since the beginning of
Since the beginning
of the radio show.
In the beginning, there was Team Lally, and then Bradley went support us.
Yes, he's always.
Speaking of which, if you consider selling a home, it's crucial to understand what a home inspection involves and what inspectors focus on.
Yes.
Next week on the show, we're going to talk about home inspections for sellers and how to prepare, what an inspection does once your house is under contract. An inspector will assess the home's condition and what do they look for. That's what we're going to cover on our next show.
We call it the J1.
The J1.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Jody and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar to Post Home Inspections.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke, Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson of Fine Line Paintworks.
Amphi with Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Rhino with Hawaii Unified.
Janice of Dream House Drafting.
Fabio, Hawaii Water Damage Restoration.
Jake with Go Local Power.
If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
Woo-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life.
Forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price in our time frame, we'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks and aloha.